there's another sonkies, almost end of this Sunday. They are almost 7 o'clock p.m. They are 18:58, 31, 32, 33. There's another indirect point of contact with Japan on these by the effect that has built here last week, as I gave the count on last video published yesterday, concerning the Spitfire helis, because I have a small Spitfire that I never even conclude painting or whatever, that I bought with Francis, was his first plane that I give to him, and they have make here very different times on the passes on the blades of the helis. At a certain point, not far away, there's a crash of a military plane with a very particular structure on the wings in Japan, the Marine coasters, I suppose, on the runway that have also crashed with another plane, which seems similar, the process, not the process, the resultants to these apparently are not Black Wank and the commercial plane on DC. It's a very strange wings with like bones of fish, but also Calatrava 98, which is an expo representation of the wave. There are some elements in this structure, I don't know this plan, and the shots are not open enough to see it in all, but there was an idea of grips. And this more strange has become because apparently after some months, short months, another crash of the same nature has happened also again on Japan. If this is true, apparently there were two different crashes with two similar planes, militaries or marine militaries, and in there between some months. I say again. This has a particular effect here because I have the draws, the technical draws, also it's a copy. The whole process of copies of technical draws, as some will know. On this table that was there on this part of where are the vortex of Japan representation and this cello cut and the violin case and so on in these recent qualified vandalism acts here. This table was there, as many will know. It appears recurrently on my videos, and there was at a certain point these usalities from these models from this German manufacturer of models, Demoiselle, or whatever, it's a German plane, and was there. And I enter home when I see this new, I go there, and there was not the blades because the blades were already broken. This is the reverse of this image of this that they display now on this building that for me have even connections with Turkey, where there was a spin rotor fixed on the wall in vertical. What was there was behind, down the usalit, the technical draw is a large one, it occupies almost this table. In scale 1-1, because draws to mount the planes. But there, I suppose they have done even a trick when I command this by post on changing, I suppose, something that is an important action because it's the point of gravity, which means it's the point of the balance in the construction of the height of the plane. I suppose they have done some tricky thing on these technical details, a plan, and that I'm not even sure because I never finished this plane until now. And there was the rear wings of the Spitfire, the small Spitfire, scale 178 or something of the kind. The rear wing, or the vertical rear wing, I don't know now, I suppose was one of theirs, was someone has put down and was cutting the draw in the part that, if I remember well, has a certain correspondence with this image, particular of this first crash in Japan of this plane on the runway. Someone has entered here has prepared at least this mirror, but I don't know if it's part of something before the accident, because I've just noticed this by the accident. And these fuckers have used, that must be the vertical one on the two rear windows and the vertical one, lem direção, the direction wing, rear, and they make a hole on the structure of the plane, of the representation of the plane, the technical round. I gave this account at the time with all the possibilities, including in images on video of this discovery. Again, seems a craziness act here than by all these, I don't know whom. Every day is entering here who they want to do this. They don't let a paper design was here to make this mirror with this purpose, of course. Victims never knew these, but these are even ways to kill people. Target. Why? Because it was him that have done the crash. Because these evidence at his home and so on. It's true, and so they kill in these ways, basically because this become globally an outlaw reality where the respects of privacy, not just in technologies, in homes and property and things, rent free. They use these to promote entanglements of peoples concerning apparently some suspicions built in face of first parts. The victims in this case in the other side of the wall in Japan, I suppose, can be. I don't know if it was the case here when I'm speaking now, but I'm sure that this is used sometimes to kill people. This is just one year or more, not much more. And there must be in the last videos that I have produced during the last year that all disappear, at least from my archives, and the originals as usual. They not only robber online, they enter here and robber all the originals all the years that this crime is going on. Why? Because originals are more valuable, have more definition and so on. I'm tired to explain the motivations and to erase and to change and to protect criminal interests that concern previous crimes. They do this every day. I have photos of damage here that are already, in these last months, that are already picked up for someone as protecting. This is for this. This is an ending story until the coffin will fall. Why? Because the dominant reality, we prove by documentation evidences, or at least a suspicion and a clear suspicion of relations, of things, of tragedies and death. And the fuckers erase everything after and change everything after. If not even during the production when troubling them very much. As this example now with the bus of the child on Mafra around. Next day they were here to erase, I suppose, here. Not even online or through online, to erase all these recording screens that I have done to show this is similar to some damage qualify on the Philips Stark sofa. It is also a night target because this is a facet of 9/11 also, and Netherlands and so on. As you know, advertising, perfumes, Stone, Lara Stone, BBA, that I suppose is Canada, no? If I remember well, this boy, and so on, advertised very strange, broken glasses in 1,000 pieces in Lisbon, on this advertising. Design in front of the shop of this lady that was presenter of Sick, sister of a boy that works with me that comes from London. Don't remember the names now, but this is all count. And they target this. And there was again on the nas costuras do acento, dobras e marcas nesse dia, na véspera, que eu já tinha visto, salvo erro. The problem is this one, because they erase the change, people, after a while, have difficult to have the certitude that they have on the first discovery. It's always the same strategy of protection of these crimes. And this is based on interests of people, houses of people, called village and size. If the world goes in this way, still goes on this way. The turmoil, the robbers, the crimes, the wars still go on until some that will trigger a large non-recover tragedy between all the parts. We have already a history of 25 years that is proving this to us. Each time I suppose the reality is worse. One more thought, because there's this crash now that I speak about, these two planes of beginners coast guards or whatever in Japan. But this is the same place of these more recent facts concerning this zone of shives and the vortex, which means there will be connections here with tsunami 2011 Japan knows. This is the cell and the cat cell. I have just there a lady that is looking, a cat that is looking perhaps or see the butterfly or the part of a body of a cell. And then we have Michael Park's very quoted painting of observation of the flight of the angel and the ghost as process and reports of civilizations, can we say, but this comes from 9/11 also, or no, not come from 9/11, as connections with number 115 Zoom that they quickly changed yesterday or before CT-Sync for 105, and still the interest still activated, because this is an important issue, which is the polars on this magazine, and Caroline Monic, the representation of the flame, Forbes, which means the great fortunes in America at that time, and where it appears in the Forbes photo, if I remember well my memory, but this is all in Italian industry, the Puppet Master, which is a painting from Parks, which is the deliverer dancing to the tiger, which also glues some aspects of Asia foresight and digital domains and innovation to batteries and so on, and the animality of 9/11, which means this is a note with all the different values that make all these connections by the values itself, as I explained during these almost 2 decades.